Man, well, welcome today to. We're just having a little bit of entrepreneur, professor, author, great conversation with not only my friend, my brother, my mentor. Welcome to an interview with Mr. Keith Woolridge. How you doing today, sir?
Man, thank you. You know, whenever you say mentor, I'm humbled, brother. I'm humbled. We have a more of a symbiotic relationship. You bless me, I bless you. Some days you mentor me as well. So when you say mentor, man, my heart, I'm honored that you would consider me that. But no, brother, you my mentor as well. And I get some questions as well that stump me. I said, all right, let me see what Jernigan got to say about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thank God for that. But you truly have been a mentor
Well,
of
thank you,
mine.
brother.
I thank
Appreciate
God
that.
for you. So today, man, we want to talk about, and next time we gonna make sure we put these books here. We both um, can go,
Yes, we can.
and so we got a little hourglass here. When you start, I'm gonna start. We gonna turn this thing upside
Yeah,
down.
man, because
We'll
we
go
can
back.
go. We can
But
definitely
I
go.
got, I really have some questions for you about your book, about you as a professor, you as an entrepreneur, and then some personal insight on my questions here. Uh, Personal insight and legacy.
Okay.
Some things that we'll talk about with you.
Okay.
But um, let's jump in about the books. You've written two books.
Yes.
Um, what inspired you to write Five Pillars, and how did it evolve into a leadership philosophy?
Wow, that's a great question. I wrote Five Pillars during the pandemic. I think we all got sent home in March of 2020.
Yeah.
And God, again, this is the 5 year anniversary, man. 5 year anniversary. Thank you.
Congrats.
And I remember, but the world at the same time, D, was going crazy. We had Ahmaud Arbery, remember?
Yes.
Sandra Bland. Can't remember the brother that got the police called on him in New York. He was with, bird watching.
Yeah.
Again, so the world was going nuts, and then it was all set ablaze with Ferguson, not Ferguson.
Yeah.
Michael, come on, help me. Missouri.
George
Floyd.
Yes.
So I was just frustrated, man, and I like to think I'm a peacemaker. But at the same time, we were not getting along as a country.
No.
It was black versus white. That's just put it where the goats can get it, right?
Yeah.
We were not liking one another. We were all in our homes, behind our masks. That was conflict.
Yeah.
To mask or not to mask, right? It was crazy in the world. So, have you ever gotten up at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Oh, a number of times.
Number of times. Now, in my house, I have my computer facing this way. Then to my right or your left, there is this cabinet of family photos, family pictures, awards, right? So I was looking at the thing, and in the family picture, there's a picture of my sister, my brother, myself, my mom, and my dad before he passed, and my grandmother. The gang of six, right?
Right.
The Woolridges. That's all we got in this world. So I looked over to the picture. It's like, Daddy, this world is going crazy. What would you tell me? What would you do? Then he said, I heard, what did I teach you?
Mm-hmm.
How do you stay abreast when the world is chaotic, confused? And that's how Five Pillars was born, bro. And then I just started writing. My father always taught. He never said it, but he lived it. Be a person of integrity no matter what's going on. Persevere. Be a decent person. Be a person of courage, all undergirded by faith. Those are the 5 pillars. And I just started writing. We had lost our integrity.
Wow.
I won't say no names, but the integrity of the country, yeah.
Wow.
And we're facing that right now. Now, courage. People know they should be speaking up right now. Where's the courageous people, Jernigan?
Wow. What about, you said a mouthful, a lot there. Your second book, Decisions from the Dais.
Decisions from the Dais. That is a outglow of 5 pillars. I have had the opportunity of serving on our local school board for 17 years now. 17 years. And the same principles apply. Now, school boards over the last 4 to 5 years, I've noticed we've lost our mind. We've gotten outrageous. We have lost the decorum at the dais. Now you're gonna, what's the dais, Keith?
Yeah, that's the question.
That's the question. What is a dais? Well, a dais is the place where we sit. Dais, the dais, or the podium. It's called a dais. That's where your elected officials sit, ladies and gentlemen.
So that's where the decisions.
That's where the decisions are made from behind the dais. You see the microphone and you see that podium. That's what a dais is. So I've had the pleasure, and I've had the privilege of serving for 17 years.
Wow.
But in the last 5, brother, we have lost who we are, elected officials. Name calling, no decorum, just making decisions based on emotion and not fact.
Do we call that? I see the same thing happening in the church world and in organizations as a pastor. Do we call that transparency now? Is that the new thing to call out something what it is, call something out and say, well, I'm just calling it out for what it is, and then turn around and say, I'm being transparent?
You can be transparent but still have a level of decency. I can be transparent with you and not call you out your name. I can disagree with you and be transparent but still have a level of professionalism. We've lost that.
Wow.
So that's what this is about. My whole thesis behind these books, in my small, feeble way of reminding this country of who we are, to be decent, to be good people. Now, I know that may not be in vogue or fashionable in this time, but I firmly believe it's needed lest we lose our country.
What about, man, you're just so powerful just sitting here listening to what you're saying, but as a professor, and you are a professor and educator, how do you incorporate 5 pillars into your teaching style in the classroom?
I teach business. Business people have a certain level of decorum they should keep. They should be people of integrity. They should be people that persevere. Entrepreneurs need courage. You have to have a level of decency, all undergirded by faith in business. My 5 pillars translate to business. You show me a business owner who quits, I'll show you somebody who ain't in business. You show me a business owner, well, I could probably show you a few now, but for the most part, who don't operate with integrity. Do we not want our young people to operate with integrity? Do we not want them to persevere? Do we not want them to be decent? Do we not want them to be courage? Do we not want them to have a level of faith in what they're doing? So it translates into business, and it also translates into government. My pillars, that's what they do.
What are the most common leadership mistakes you see in students or mentees, and how does your book correct them?
We've lived for a while in a microwave mentality. I want it now.
Yeah.
I want it now. We live in a TikTok. You got instant. I got 14 seconds to keep your attention or you switched off. Case in point. Now, I hope my students, you're watching this. I did a video for you all. It was about 4 minutes long. You didn't finish it. Because at the end of the video, I said, those who finish the video don't have to take the quiz. Yes. We live in a, you only got 5 seconds to keep my attention or I'm gone. You can't have that and be in business. This is the long game. There are no shortcuts in life. There are no shortcuts in business. That's the biggest gap that we have. And I believe my principles, again, are going back to those foundational, evergreen principles, bruh, that you and I as ministers of the gospel, we believe in.
Yep.
We believe in the. Now, is it, like I said, is it fashionable now? You know, unfortunately, based on we find ourselves, we live by the 11th commandment now. Go ahead and ask the question.
What is that?
Thou shalt not get caught. Many people live by that principle now. Do they not?
Yeah.
Or, you know, we hide it under the rug. We don't say what we need to say. We don't have the courage we need to call out wrong. That's the principles that are guiding our nation, and you can see the free-for-all.
Got it. Wow. What about you're an entrepreneur, you're a leader. How does entrepreneurship challenge or affirm the principles you teach with 5 pillars?
Again, perseverance is the big one.
Okay.
Man, do you know how many times I failed?
You know, it's so funny that you bring that up because I think not enough people talk about their failures.
Man, I have failed. I have failed at business. I had my first business back in 1994, 95, right out of Fresno State. Failed. I failed a couple times, even trying to write books or get a class or a course. I failed. If you're not, you know, my favorite quote is by Beckett that I tell my students.
If you fall forward.
No, try again, fail again.
Ah.
Try again, fail again. Try again, fail again. That's what he's saying. You try, you fail. You try again, fail better. That's the end of the quote. Try again, fail better. Try again, fail better. What is Beckett saying? You know, try again, fail, okay, but fail better the next time. You falling for or failing for. That's Maxwell, right? It's falling, failing forward.
I
right?
quoted Maxwell.
You quoted Maxwell.
Falling forward.
But so no, we don't talk enough about that. And it was interesting about business ownership. You only got to be right one time. You only got to be right one time. So every time I don't get it right, that's okay. I'm closer to getting it right. So my principles, perseverance.
Well, when you go back, Keith, and you read Ben Franklin,
Uh-huh.
the book, and I read that early on as an entrepreneur, talks more about the failures of Ben Franklin. We always, the light bulb, electricity, you know. But if you look at any inventor, creator, has failed way more times than they have succeeded.
They talk about Edison. They talk about how many times for the light bulb and blah, 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 blah. Oh, Walt Disney was a failure. She wrote the book. Oh, B.K. Rowling. What's that? Somebody help me. You know the book she wrote. She got turned down hundreds of times. So no.
You talking about J.K. Rowling?
J.K. Yes. What was her book series?
I can't remember if it was between. I think it was Harry Potter.
Was it Harry Potter?
I think it was.
I don't know her book series, but she failed, man. If you don't fail, you're not trying.
Right. Let's go back to the decisions from the Dais.
Okay.
It's really the book that I'm looking at, I'm like, man, I'm one of those. I don't want to be a school board member, but I want things to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see things happen, good things happen. Can you give an example of a decision from the Dais you had to make as a business leader and the outcome?
Oh,
It was.
I had to write. What was the name of the book again? What was it?
It was Harry Potter.
Pandemic. The country was at little juggernauts. To open, not to open. To mask or not to mask. To vaccinate or not to vaccinate. People were at each other's throat. And there was no right answer. There was probably a better answer. And I got to thinking about Solomon.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote about it in the book. You know when one of the moms said, "That's my baby"?
Yeah.
And I had to ask the audience, how do I cut this baby in half? Because no matter what I do, somebody's going to be unhappy.
Right.
So we decided to go with the greater good
Mm.
and make our decisions based on the greater good. So this book, Decisions from the Dais, talks about when you are an elected official, you govern everybody, whether they voted for you or they didn't. And this book is also for the constituent to measure up on how their elected officials are behaving. So I give how to become elected in that book, but I also give a baseline that as Joe Q Public, you can read the book and then measure up how is your elected official behaving. What is she here? Are they partisan or are they for the people? Because just because you vote, I didn't vote for you, you still serve me. I'm going to say that again. You may not have voted for me, but I won, right? But you're still my constituent. We have forgotten that. You are elected to serve those in your sphere of influence. And doing the right thing, Brother Jernigan, even when it may cost you. Uh-oh, I'll pull my glasses off. That goes back to 5 pillars. Starts with a C. Courage.
Wow.
That's what my books are about. My books, I'm trying to get back to some foundational principles here. They're not in, I'll use the word again, in vogue. They're not, people don't talk like this anymore, but I'm old school.
So let me ask you a question. It's probably a 2-part question when you talk about your students and stuff. Have your students responded to your books in a way that surprised you?
A lot of my students haven't read my books.
And that was going to be my next question. You know, we're in a time where digital
Digital, yes. They haven't read them. Ebooks or video.
So,
but I try to bring the principles to the classroom. And I have developed now a workbook.
Good.
It was at your, I saw your Man Up workbook, and it inspired me. So thank you, brother. Again, you mentored me in that area. Unfortunately, this generation doesn't read like it should, but I tell this generation, leaders are readers.
Yeah.
I will show you who you are. You can tell me who said this quote. I will show you who you are 5 years from now by the company you keep and the books you read. Who said that, Brother Jernigan? Who said that?
I know.
Yes, you know who said that. John Maxwell. That's where I got it from. So no, brother, I wish they would read more. But again, this is a TikTok generation. This is they communicate via these devices, but we still need to put it down, pick up a Kindle or pick up a book. So if I could get them to read it, they're gonna get to it. It may be audio, maybe video. But I think the principles are evergreen.
So what do you believe the biggest leadership gap is today?
Oh, it's a good question. Yeah, all right, I'm gonna go back to my book. Courage.
Leaders not having the courage.
Well, if you know what to do and you don't do it,
The Bible calls it sin.
you know what to do. You don't. And there's a lack of courage right now in our environment, and I think that lack of courage comes from a lack of faith. Because it may not go well, but you still must believe it's going to go well if I do the right thing in the long term, right? Unfortunately, I just don't see it, man. I have to constantly admonish myself.
Okay.
I don't have all this together. I have to go back and say, man, Keith, was I courageous? Or are we playing politics? Wait a minute.
A lot of
man.
that going on.
Oh, brother.
A lot of that. If readers walk away with just one lesson from each book, what would you hope that lesson would be?
I'll go back to, because I love to read, my mentor, Dr. Eddie Glaude. Love Dr. Eddie Glaude. He just finished his book, We Are the Leaders We Have Been Looking For. When he talks about Ella Baker, Dr. King, Malcolm X, that we already have what we're looking for in others. We just have to stir up our gift. We can't wait. I can't wait on Jernigan to do it. I got to do it. I am the leader I'm looking for. I have integrity. I am a decent person. I can persevere. I have courage. I got faith. I have these qualities in me. I just have to stir up the gift.
On the inside.
Right? And be the leader that I'm looking for. Isn't that what your Man Up Foundation is about?
Yes, sir.
You know, Cat may not see it, but I can be that for him. And then you help teach young men see it in themselves.
I certainly try.
That's what makes Man Up so impactful. You want those young men to know, I got the goods. So if you walk away after reading both my texts, I want you to walk away saying, you know what? I appreciate, keep this. I like to think of myself as Barnabas, the son of encouragement. I do. I think I got that gift. I want to encourage you to be that leader that you are looking for. Because it's already there. Now, am I saying these books are about being perfect? No. It's not about perfection at all. It's about constantly striving and using the gifts God has given you.
What about?
That's what these texts are about.
Wow, love it. Last question. Looking back on your journey so far as an author, professor, and entrepreneur, what's been the most fulfilling part of it all?
Oh. Finishing. But I'm still a work in progress.
Finishing the books.
Finishing the book. But understand there's still more to do. It feels good to know I have a product. It's imperfect product because I'm an imperfect human being. But I know I've put something out in the world that may be a lasting legacy that somebody will pick up, take the mantle, and run. Bro, I got a couple more. I just know there's something there. And I want to share it with the world. I really do. That's why sometimes I get frustrated. I go, man, I know I got this gift.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking for my audience. I just need 2,000 people who want to see the leader within themselves, right?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to, 2 million be great. But I think you give me 2,000 who's willing to work versus 2 million who just sit down on themselves and do nothing.
Yeah.
You take the 2,000 with me.
All day.
All day.
That's awesome. Well, tell everybody how to get your books, where to find you, everything.
Oh,
man. So
okay. I'm a social media junkie. Anybody knows I'm a social media junkie. The books are at 5pillars.me. That's www.5pillars.me/books. Both of them are there, e-copy, hard copy, and then I also have a free copy about Pillars to Greatness on there. I'm at Cousin Keith C on Instagram, author Keith C, and my latest title that my students gave me, Professor Dub, right? Professor _Dub for you. I mean, that's where if you're my generation, our generation, and you got a kid in college, that's what Professor Dub is. I'm trying to give them the tips because you have young adults, I have young adults.
yes.
They don't listen to us, but they'll listen to somebody else
Or cartoon.
or cartoon. So if you want to be able to say it, family or parents, I'll say what you're saying. They may listen to me, but you know they're going to get, hopefully, wisdom. Guys, I'm not do no harm.
Yeah.
I definitely want this millennial generation Z and now this alpha generation to be on the right tracks, lest we lose our country. And I don't want that to happen. Not on my watch. So, Cousin Keith C, Professor Dub for you, author Keith C on Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn, Keith Woolrich on LinkedIn and Facebook.
Man, well, that's awesome. Today you've been with Mr. Keith Woolrich. Again, my mentor, my brother, my friend. 5 Pillars, Decisions from the Dais. I am Dejan Jernigan. Let's get these books and let's make sure we make this happen, guys. See you next time.